Hello, this is Gabriel Icon of the Cancer Charity Medical Foundations for Medical, Pharmaceutical, and Innovative Technology. I am very glad to be alive today, thanks to the Holy Father, Adonai El Shalom, El Elyon, Elohim, Yahweh, Kakum Shamahim. So, in perspective of the visit of the Pope here in the United States, all our eyes are focused on the thing of this earth. There were once an individual called Yeshua HaMashiach Sukano, he used to live in Asia. He was born in Bethlehem. He grew up in Nazareth, and he died in Jerusalem. Nobody never noticed him. People never thought that his story was actually true. People, even his apostle, didn't even knew if he was the true Messiah or he was who he said he was, until God made his final signature called the resurrection. You see, when I translate that to today, sometimes we have people around us who have some spiritual gift that we don't even look. We only look people that are on the media. Let me assure you that Jesus Christ is not there with you. Jesus Christ is with somebody out there, somewhere in a corner, who have faith. In a remote place in this world, forgotten. That's where Jesus Christ is. The point is, we are faking a lot with God. We are faking a lot with God. We do not know exactly who God is. And before I further ado, I would like to say it. The topic of today's presentation will be a query statement. And that topic will be, it is written statement. It is written. God spoke to me clearly through the Holy Spirit. I usually don't like to say that because many people say God spoke to them. I don't like to say that. And I like to say I was informed by the heaven. It's the way I like to speak. Because I don't want to be like any other person. I want to be myself. Gabriel Icon. Unique in what you do. I'm not my father. I'm not my mother. I am who I am. The way God made me. So, I'm going to pass the message today, 15 minutes or 20. And I want people to really pay attention. The story of Jesus Christ became a great story after the resurrection, after the final signature of the great El Shalom, El Elyon, Elohim, Yahweh, Kakum Shamahim, Shalom. Tayod Rashi, Adonai, El Shalom, Yeshua HaMashiach Shikano, Commander of the heavens, Commander of the entire universe and all that sustain. God is at work with all of us, and He want me to pass the message to you because He loves every single individual. And I would like people to know that. But he warned me about John Banner decision. I knew that something was coming. He brought a very powerful message to the people in Washington, D.C. Things do not appear the way you see it. There are too many evil going on behind the scene. And the Pope is there to fight evil. And God asked me to pray for the Pope. A single prayer for an individual like me can give strength to somebody like the Holy Pope. I respect people's position, but I always refer to the heavens. It is written. Do to other the way you want to be done to you. It is called the golden rule. It is a rule that is used in heavens. Love other the way you want to be loved. It is a rule that is functional in heaven. You serve people. The Pope is the representation of Jesus Christ on earth. God said. God said if Jesus Christ was living today, he should be doing the same thing that he did during the Roman time. Walking, simple car, dressing simply, serving people, by serving in hospital, washing feet, serving people with disability, whatever it is. And the Pope tried to do that. He said to pass the message to leaders, not to play the role of God. They are not God, He's the only God. What he meant is that they wanted to control everything. And God said they cannot control everything. He is the one in control. So what he meant is that they have to refer to him to solve difficult problems. And it's time to be saved, like he said. John Banner made a right decision, he said. It is not, he said, what we saw on TV. It is a more deeper problem. What we saw on TV are only the symptom of a bigger problem that is beyond man imagination. Is a spiritual evil going on around that institution. And he said John Banner made the right call. You sacrifice the thing of this earth so you can gain your salvation. I pray for the Pope. People who do not fear God, I'm telling you, things will be getting worse and worse. God will allow evil to function so that he can correct man's behavior to turn down to him. And I want just to warn people, I am just a messenger. I am not the enemy of humankind. I am your helper. God is using me to pass messages. That's what he does. But what can I say? If you don't love people, you don't tell them the truth. I am not who people knew in the past. I am a new individual. And I want to say to people, I heard a lot of adjudications about people try to give me opportunities. They always refer to me like somebody who didn't have a solid underground or undergrad education, whatever they call it. But I want to let them know. Do they know that there's different track in educations depending on your efficacy, tenacity, and endurance of study? You can study a track in a bachelor, you can study a track in an MS, you can study a track to become a medical doctor, or you can study a track to be a professional doctor or have a professional master. And I want people to stop undermining me. I have a tract of a master degree. I don't have a tract of a BS. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Your genetic makeup is 99% similar to the next individual to you, regardless the race. And you have 1% difference. And that 1% difference is about 3 million per base of nucleotide. It's a big difference. And that pretty much represents about 30,000 proteins that have to do with your behavior, your character, your personality. That is distinguished only to you. So I want people to know. I want them to contact UC. There is no problems about my education there. The problem is that it is people who are talking behind the scene, who are defaming names and characters, and I want them to stop it. Because they are using wrong informations and defamatory attitude toward this matter. I have a master degree track. And in 5 years, an individual who pursued a master degree in science can complete it in 5 years. As full times. So there is no question why I should not be considered a candidate for my doctorate in public health, as I'm doing at this point. There's no question why I should not pursue my PhD in bioinformatics. And right away, I was choose to be the information, IT, and social media personnel of the student bioinformatics families of UC. I speak about the future of medicines. I spoke about precision medicines when I start talking about quantums biology. When I start talking about quantums genomic. When I speak about relational wave genetics to molecular genetics. The big software and the hardware, the biological hardware, that endogenous DNA laser radiation that have the functions of modulates genetic information that come in the forms of electromagnetic waves. Transform those information to radio signal and sound to pass the message to feed the molecular DNAs for the function to kick on. You start talking about quantum teleportation of morphogenic or genetic metabolic data information in permissive version with proper frequency and wave to correct any genetic defect. So, what is it that people are judging me? What is it that people wanted to compare themselves to me? This is what God said. Told them to go and get a master in biostatistics. Told them to go and to become a candidate, DRPH candidate, doctor in public health candidate, professional doctorate. Told them to go and take a course as a PhD in bioinformatics and tell them to come and sit down with you and you can have a fair conversations. If they have not done so, they are just mad people, sick people. That's how they haven't called them. People who allow evil to come in their life and change their thought to do evil stuff. I will pray for the Pope to give him strength and faith to do God's work, if that's what God asks. My prayer is very strong than many. My faith is very strong than many. And I'm not looking for spotlight in the media because God don't like it. But I wish that people will recognize in faith that this is something else that we're seeing. It is just the beginning. As of people who are putting toxin in my food, God gonna handle you personally, he said. Remember, I work in the office of John Banner for years. He rejected to remove my name out of the terrorist list and talk to President Obama to change his course against me. This is what happened to him. It's not because God punished him, but it is a message God is sending to people. God can create a problem in your life and you lose everything you got. He gave you no option. I'm not against him, but I went there, plead for him to help me. And I said the same thing to Steve Chabot, to consider our meetings and remove these profiling on me at all levels, from my phone to my telephone to my house to where I volunteer. If he doesn't do it, this is not a threat. God works peacefully. And people like me, when I talk about God, I'm serious. He will have a response. That's what it is. Things don't happen by mistake. Let me tell you who God is and what the kingdom of God represents. God said it is written. Many people ask questions, how do I know that what I'm doing is right with God? Let me tell you how to find out. Jesus Christ in the desert with Lucifer. He spoke this word, it is written. Nothing else. Therefore, if you wanted to know what God wants you to do, refer to the Bible. The Bible is a divine, written, holy book that is put in the divine library, holy library of the heavens. It is a word that will never change. It is a word that will still and will be until the end of time, of evil time, and even infinite time. So you want to know, get inspired by what is written in the Bible and make your assessment, because the Bible will not tell you everything. The Bible don't tell you how to cook, but you know you have to cook what is healthy in order for you to be healthy. The Bible do not truly tell you how to handle your stress. They advise you to consult with God. And how you consult with God is through your prayer. Prayer are the direct, authorized spiritual link, divine link between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. So let's retrospect. When God was sitting in his throne, he called all the angels, including Lucifer. He said, let's create men like us in our morphology and let them rule earth according to the heaven's purpose. I mean, the spiritual realm will always dictate what the physical realm have to do. We are here to be tested, not to be glorified. Like certain people are confused. The spotlight you have to be seen. Do those people going to be judging you to enter heaven? No, you know the truth that Jesus Christ and God. Let's say you don't recognize Jesus Christ, but you know God will be judging you. So why not look into God and make a decision from there and try to get a spotlight, TV and camera, all this stuff? You think those are things that impress God? That it does not impress him. I speak in faith and love to people, even those who hurt me, even those who speak about me. People want to compare themselves to me. God says he's not happy about the way the head of this state handle me and my situations. But he said to be known that the way he loved him is the same way he loved me. And the way he have a purpose for me is the same way he had a purpose for him. To be considered. To be considered. Because he's a God of rational justice. He will level the field accordingly. The heaven is not the place that God sits in the throne and stay there. It is a different universe. It is a different planet that is far away from Earth. It's a different kind of planet. It's a planet that acts like a star as well as, the same time act like a planet. We cannot live in the sun, but you can live in heaven that look like a star as well as a planet. So there's government over there that oversee the entire universe that is composed of the 8th universe. The government is put in place. God is not a priest. He is a sovereign ruler of all and the founder of all the universe. You have institutions, you have people that overview certain part of the universe, you have people that, and then everybody report to him through the Holy Spirit. And what he did, he put in place an intelligence pretty much holographic intelligence with a sophisticated software that overview all the movements of the universe that is linked to him. So he created those portals of translations, those portals of transmigrations, that a person can enter the spiritual realm that is very close, cannot be seen. So people must consider what is best for the common purpose. In heaven, you don't have to work. You serving because you already have everything. You don't work to earn. So it is a legitimate government that exists in a different planet, a different universe, and that govern all that exists in the universe. It's like the Kingdom of England that have something to say in Canada, that have something to say in Australia. That's pretty much the way it is. Or have something to say in Scotland, or any other kingdoms. And he overview, and then he put in place Jesus Christ to overview the matter of earth. You have to understand what's going on. Jesus Christ overview what's going on earth. Earth is the gift to Jesus Christ that God gave. If you go into the heaven, earth size is not even significant. It's a lot smaller to that cannot even be seen from heaven unless you use that technology to zoom. So Jesus Christ is our representation in heaven. I am still walking with the Holy Spirit to find out if Jesus Christ also have power in other planets, which I don't believe. But it is our link from earth to heaven. It is our representation. It is the one that glorify and justify the existence of the true God in this earth. And God will give this earth to Jesus Christ as a present. What is it that men don't understand God? What is it that men are looking for? You don't comprehend the truth? God gave time to evil to prove themselves, he said. They are in the second heaven. But when the time comes through, they'll all be chained in hell forever. When the time comes through. In the spiritual realm, those demons are miserable. They represent nothing. The point is, we are fearful of their existence because we don't understand the spiritual realm. But those who understand how this thing works, evil can do nothing against you if you stand in faith and understand suffering. Because you cannot go against evil and fear suffering. You mean that you don't know what you're doing. If you go against evil, you have to be ready and prepared to suffer. I mean, you're going to lose things of this earth. Lucifer is not only attacking earth, he is settled in the second heaven. The second heaven is the core. The core. It means that the majority of the entire universe. And it is pretty much the link in between the third heaven and any other places in the first heaven. So he's there. He's not only mixing up earth, he's mixing up the entire universe. And Jesus Christ is your link from earth. You want to communicate. Your prayer is your phone line, is your telephone, is your communications. But many of us are far away from God. And they're praying and they're asking, why do my prayer, God is not manifesting to me like he's manifesting to the other person? It's because the other person is closer to God than you are. But how to be closer to God? You have to make your best to be good and lovable at all times. Your love don't have to be reflected from outside. You don't have to please people to reflect love. As long as your heart reflect love, your expression mean nothing to God. But in this earth, we are more worried about people's expression than people's heart, which is a wrong algorithm, which is a wrong approach. And that's the reason why many people fake who they are, because they come out as good folks, and at the end, people discover who they are. Would you prefer a person who will tell you the truth right in front? It can be painful, but lovely, moving onward. Now somebody who's gonna flatter you like evil does, and at the end you get disappointed. What do you choose? That's the choice God gave us. Will you prefer a God who will come in your face and tell you exactly what's wrong with you? Or you prefer a God who will come in front of you and tell you how everything you did is good, and at the end you find out that you were going down? The majority of men will love the second one because it doesn't come out like a rude individual, and it doesn't break their feeling. So they'll go with the second God because he come out good. He doesn't offend you. That's how Lucifer flatter a human being. You're going to see the other fool who speaks straightforward, and you say that person is rude. He's not. You better love a person who tell you the truth right in your face, because telling you the truth is what will transform you. God is not in the business of punishing people but of transforming people. But transformation can only come if truth is put in front. Not politics, not conspiracies, not fairy tales, not smoking mirror behind the scene, but truth, straightforward. People will tell me about things that I have done. Let me tell you something. If you have something that you believe that I have done, you know where to go. You go to a judicial court, and I'll be pleased to tell you How many times you violated the law yourself regarding that matter that you filed? And I say again, I have done everything right and work hard to be where I am. Either it's recognized by men or not, it is good with God. That's what matters. When Jesus Christ was on earth, nobody recognized his work. Even after he did all those miracles, people all still had a doubt about him. Even after he died, people still have doubt. The only thing that made Jesus the Jesus that we know today was the resurrection. Without the resurrection, there will be no story of Jesus Christ truly. So when God have not made a final signature on an individual, the story is not over yet. That is the last word God gonna have to make, and it's coming very soon. You do not exist because you're powerful. This universe exists because it is sustained by the spiritual realm. The spiritual realm do the command, do the hard work behind the scene, so that the physical realm can be manifested. You see, the spiritual realm is manifested into the physical realm indirectly, but it is the power behind the sustainability of this universe and earth and life of everybody. I'm not who I am today because I did a lot of error, and then no. You got it wrong. If you judge me like that, it means that you have to disregard the story of Moses. I was like this, but in a different level. I always could put God first in my life, in anything I do. Ideology, thinking, perspective, in everything I do, I put him first there. Think, because that's the best way to think. If you put God in your thought, in your thinking, in your way of living, and everything that you do, you're pretty much gonna be dealing with wrong data. And when you deal with wrong data, what happens? Even if you use the right algorithm, you're gonna have the wrong response. I want people to know, regardless of your religions, regardless of what you believe in, Christianity is truly not a religion. Christianity is a faith in God through Jesus Christ. It is the boundary relationship between you and God through Jesus Christ. Through the tree of life in which sacrifice was made. In order for you to succeed, you're going to have to make sacrifice. God made sacrifice. He sacrificed his own son. That was a ritual. That was a spiritual ritual. Now he became the link within that sacrifice. To take seriously. To take seriously God that is there. He's watching every single thing. Every single one of us, we're going to have his turn. We'll have his turn. And I want people to be inclusive and have love regardless of their position. regardless of if somebody get ahead and they don't. We were once we were stranger to others. Once we were immigrants like others. So why today we're gonna come and think that being a stranger or being an outsider is a bad thing? But it is exactly what God wants us to do, to know, in order to learn each other. People speak about mercy. Mercy is what you see. Mercy is what you know. Mercy, it is your existence. If God didn't have any mercy, I don't think that you should be in existence today, because this earth should have been destroyed a long time ago. Evil didn't start today. There were more evil like this than this. Just different scale. You wanted to know if what you're thinking is right in the eyes of God. Refer into the Bible. It is written. It is your reference. And the Holy Spirit is there to highlight it, to make it clear to you, to decode the semantics beyond it, and highlight the syntax and decode the semantic for you to understand. Jesus Christ came in this earth. He didn't went to the highest school. He didn't have the higher degrees. But at the end, the most intellectual individual ever seen, that many people cannot even interpret fully what he said 2,000 years ago. What do that say? God don't care about our position. He doesn't care about our titles. Everything is explanatory when you look at the life of Jesus Christ. Please do not change your mind with your thought of Scientology, of thinking of ego and stuff like that. What is written there, it is what it is. It is the truth. God don't care about men's title. If God did care, he should have sent Jesus Christ into the house of Caesar and rise him from there. But he said, I don't need it. I'll use it later, because sacrifice had to be made first. People sacrificed themselves. People got killed. All those apostles killed, running left and right. And at the end, he said, now it's time, Lucifer. Men have proven so far. Now I can inject my spirit of good faith and love into Emperor Constantine to rise my church. There's already a foundation. God will use things of this earth to pass his message. God will use men to pass his message. You are playing with something unknown. And I say to you, it is a very dangerous gambling. If somebody like John Banner resigned from a position, third in rank of the highest nation in the world, because he confirmed the truth, will that be an example for people to start doing the same thing? Not playing God on earth, Our position are only test. Our position are not to glorify ourselves. Our position are not to make us God. It is a test. It is not different that somebody who's mopping the floor out there and getting paid. It's not different than somebody who's doing the lowest job out there. If that person do his job with love and compassion and thankful to God, he will excel more in the spiritual realm than you who have the highest position in the land. It is something that must be known, that people should know. People look at me and refer into an aliens, refer to, okay, it's from Africa, this is a thing. No, you have it wrong. It is universal. What you see, the gift that I have is universal. It doesn't pertain only to Africa. It pertains to every single one. God will use an individual like me that have nothing to do with this nation to do something good for this nation. Jesus Christ was a Jew. But the Catholic Church, his church, got his foundation not in Jerusalem, but in Rome, which once used to be the terrifier of that same church. That's how God does stuff. He reverses stuff. The negative become positive. He will allow what he hates to achieve what he loves. That's exactly what he's been doing for long. And I don't understand why people don't have their eyes open to see that. For every evil that you see, you have to know that there's a good purpose behind it. People sometimes think the evil work for the benefit. No, it doesn't. It works for the benefit of God. That's the reason why he even allowed it in the first place. Don't stay there and say, okay, I got him what he deserved. No. God allowed because he's going to teach you a lesson tomorrow. And right away, the situation will be reversed to the other person that you hate, that you hurt, to have God's plan achieve. And you as well will go through circumstances of difficulties in which God will want you to be transformed and achieve his goal in you as well. That's what he's been doing. Everybody have his turn into the bathroom. You go up and down, you're going to come to the bathroom and use it. It is unavoidable. And that's where God is. He's waiting for you. You cannot avoid that. You're going to go up and down in life, do whatever you want to do. But at the end, you're going to come back to the conclusion. Like the Pharaoh said after he lost all his soldiers, came back to his throne and said, surely, truly, the God of Moses is the true God. Even if he just said to say it, but what he saw could have only been explained by supernatural means. And I try my best with all the power I have. But where it seems like where my power ends, that's where the power of that God started. And many of us don't understand it. Where your wisdom ends, that's where he starts. Maybe there's even a gap before he starts, because he is very advanced. Meaning that where your wisdom ends, there's still a lot of work to be done to reach where he starts. That's what it is. It is something emblematic and symbolic into the divine realm, the spiritual realm, the way God wants me to live the life accordingly. God requested me to pray for the Pope, a simple individual that the United States have neglected. God have He said to me to say to the president to do the right thing. There is no fixation of what happened in the past. Nothing can be fixed. God said nothing. The only thing that we can manage is our future. But if we waste our time looking at the past, we're going to end up in a ditch because our head is still looking back. That's what it is. When you spend your time looking back, you're going to end up in a ditch because you're not looking forward. It is the way people want to go to me. If that's the way you choose, you got to know that even physically, it makes sense. You end up in a ditch. You will not have what you're looking for. You just have to know it. It's very simple. You cannot change the past. But what you can do is to change your approach moving onward so you don't end up in a ditch. It means stop looking the past and start looking forward. You want to be God? You go ahead. So it is something that we should all learn in life. To have love, to apply the golden rule, to love other people the way we want to be loved. God will handle personally those who are going to come against his people. He said, I am content in my mind, and I'm sure and convinced that things will be better tomorrow. I don't worry about people who will have nothing to do with my future. Only temporary acquaintances try to destroy me. It is a waste of time. The future is unknown by man, but the future should be known by man through faith. The future is unknown by man, but the future should be known by man through faith, because it is already given. The only thing we got to do is to follow and apply what is written through faith. God is there. He's watching. He's watching the United States of America. He's watching China. He's watching Russia. He's watching my native country. All those people, he's watching very carefully. And he will respond to each individual person according to your actions. The way he did to David, God inject problem in your life. He allowed evil to come and do stuff. He put you in a corner. Now the only thing you gotta do is to surrender. He's very good at it. Trust me. If you think that You have it all, you can lose it all in 1 second. God is not the God of revenge. Don't be confused. He's a God of answers. He answers situation. He do not react to it. He respond to it. You're gonna do stuff and say, oh yeah, well, he deserve what he deserve. Nobody deserve what he deserve. It is only God who can make that kind of judgment. When you take matter in your own hand, you become your own God. So God gonna turn the same thing to you like he did to David. You experience the same situations so that you can come back to your normal senses. He will allow evil. When Lucifer comes to his throne, he said, yes, go ahead. Yes, I do believe that you didn't know that Lucifer comes to talk to God. He does. Because God is a sovereign God. God gave every single one a sovereign will like he did. Because when you do evil, you don't see God in your face, don't you? So why are you questioning if Lucifer can get to his throne? Very simple, logical. Everybody is free, make their own choice. And they should be responsible for the consequences that come along. And I take full responsibility of my life. But I'm saying to folks, there's nothing you can do to change the past. Because the person who is involved wanted to do it more than you do. Will I go and tell people about all the stories? How many people do I going to gather to tell them about this is not true, this is what is true? No. What is out there is out there. The only thing I got to do, give time to it and continue to pray and continue to move forward. That's the only thing I can do in my power, and give the rest to God. So without further ado, I would like to thank you, and I would like you to know that God is there for you. There is no man who should be your guardian angel, that you should call your guardian angel. There is no man who should be your God because he helps you with situations. Maybe you're confused. It is God who sent him in your way to help you. Even the angel that you see coming from the spiritual realm, they receive order from Jesus Christ or God. I know suffering is very hard. Suffering will make you forget about the Bible, all this crazy stuff they're talking about. But it is exactly what you need to open your eyes. If you have no suffering, you will never be nurtured to the level in which you're supposed to be. So thank you again. You can reach me or contact me on social media, and also listen to me on YouTube, on the Charity Med Fund or Gabriel and Icons, or Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram as well. And pause to answer some of the email that people been sending, and you're also going to see a link very shortly about the biomedical family association, obviously, in which I am the spokespersons, I can say. Hopefully they don't contact them to tell them to take me out there, like many people are doing. You know, I have a lot in my plate. Following two doctorates and having pressure because of people's decision to block me to earn what I deserve because I have the potential, the capacity of delivering based on their falsified assessment, I call it that way, because everything that is clear is supposed to come into light, so everybody should see it using the normal system, not conspiracy. That's what I call falsified assessment, because that's what it is. You talk beyond the back of an individual. That's not something that is clear. It look more like a conspiracy, and that's what I wanted to let people know, to change that manner. It's not God's way. You want to know how God think? Open your Bible and read those verses and chapters. Maybe you'll find your way there. I'm sorry, the right Bible, not the one that Lucifer is bringing to hide some of this stuff. And if you don't know, you're not sure and certain, start praying, start fasting. And you spend more time with God and less time with people. Lucifer will come and tell you, spend more time with people, because he wants to distract you from God. You want to be close to God? Spend more time with God. People will not be there when you come to your end. They'll be doing their own thing. If you're lucky, maybe one person, two person, or maybe two people. Start spending time with God, to your prayer, to the way you think, to the way you do stuff, and stop spending time with people that you believe will help you. People are for themselves. They don't care about you, beside benefiting from you. Yes, indeed, they are good friendship, but at the end, spend more time with God. That is the secret. Lucifer will tell you need to have friendship. You cannot be isolated. But it's better for you to have the right people than having the wrong people in your life. That is the strategy to distract you, to have more time with God. And you're going to come tomorrow and start praying, oh, God is not answering my prayer. How many times you spend with God? You spend 1 hour with an individual. The next time you come and say, please, can you own me $1,000 in this earth? Does somebody will give you that money? Oh man, I only spoke to you one time. I don't even know you well. That's exactly what he's gonna tell you. The same thing is applied to God. Some of us spend time over there. Oh, I got this TV show. I am very popular. My schedule is very busy. I gotta meet this person. I gotta meet that person. I gotta meet that person. Then I'm gonna pray. God, please help me. Help that thing go well for this meeting. Help that thing go over there. I'm done. Imagine that you are in God's place and somebody come and pray like that. The creator of the universe and everything, he can shut down your life in less than a second. And you get frustrated at the end and say, God is not answering you. You're going to spend time with people for your own benefit and your own goal. You want God to start answering you. Spend more time with God. I did spend more time with God. I did 4 years in this apartment every day. People will make mock of me, no job, all that. Today I can pray the Holy Spirit manifest more than anyone in this earth because I earn it. That's what I say to folks. Stop judging people because you don't know the true story behind. Spend more time with God and less time with people. Because at the end, you're going to enter heaven. Not by vote, not by in anonymous vote. Oh, how many people want John George to go to heaven? Raise your hand. Oh, I was so popular, people will vote for me now. It is God, mercy, and grace. Only, my friend, through Jesus Christ. As the solid connections of this earth and heaven. If you have it confused, please, I want you to take this seriously. You want to spend more time with your business and your stuff, put God in your thought. Everything you do. I look this person bad. God is not okay with this. I just insult the person. I don't think God is good with this. Oh, I was driving, I just looked this person bad. Now God is not. If you do that, you are getting closer and closer to God. Going to church once after doing all of this stuff is not the solution. You're making a wrong mistake. It's like going to the hospital, get care, and go back and start eating wrong food and get sick again. That's pretty much what you're doing. And walking out there, I don't think bad about somebody. Oh, that person is driving a good car. May God bless him to have an airplane. Don't stay there and say, why him? You're getting far and far from God. Trust me. Oh, he have beautiful kid. He got beautiful family. May God bless him to have more. You will see how the blessing will come in your life. But if you stay there and start talking about why him, why does he have one to have? Okay. You do your prayer gonna stay exactly like that. God gonna say, go and flush out that negative thought first before I can connect to you by default. I'm so pure. I'm sorry. And it makes logical sense. I'm sorry, I can't connect to you. I'm so pure. I'm a holy God. So when you flush out all that negative thought, now your prayer can come true. I can be infected by an individual. That's pretty much the reason why some of us, man, they pray and they become jealous of other people, like Cain and Abel. He was having his freaking jealousy on his brothers and all this stuff. And at the same time, he's mad at God. What was wrong with that picture? Every time you have negative thought, flush it out before you can pray. I don't care what people did to you. Suck it up. Like Jesus Christ did. And say, forgive them. They know not what they do. Suck it up. Somebody wrote your name wrong. Suck it up and say he know not what he did. God forgave him. Somebody put toxin in your food. You suck it up. You feel pain. And you remember Jesus Christ carrying that cross out there and saying, forgive them. Father, they know not what they do. And you suck it up. People split on you when you pass through. You say, God, she or he do not know what he's doing. Forgive him or forgive her. People look you as a trash. Do the same thing. Don't stay there and start talking about I'm going to do my own revenge. What you're saying is that I don't need your help, God. I'm my own God here. And God going to use just that to do his own purpose. Many people did that to me. But I still have love, and I still have love and acceptance and inclusion for them. I fear not. They look at me, they think that I'm going to do something wrong to them. No, I am like Joseph of the Bible. When I speak of the name of my God that I know, the God of Gabriel and Daikon, I'm not talking about the God of Israel. They did the time, they did the thing. Now it's my time, I do my thing. Jesus Christ will not ask me, what about you? You keep talking about Moses, Jacob, Isaac, what about you? He's going to ask you that question. What is your legacy that you're going to leave in this earth? Yeah, we talk about all those people. What about you? So I'm talking about me and my God. When I speak about him, I'm serious. And I don't handle any revenge in my hand. I seek peace and I put everything in his hand. And I know he will answer it. And he will always answer it when people are not ready to see it coming. I'm telling you. It might look like I'm crazy, but I've seen it, and through my faith, things will happen. And I wanted to add something. I am tired of walking around and people talking about me lacking sex or whatever they're thinking. I have a right to think about sex because I have testosterone and I'm a man. If I wanted to remind you about biology and medicines, you have hormones. As a man, if you don't have any sexual tendency, something is wrong with your functional system, reproductive system, your sexual system. Something's wrong with it. Because hormones are there just for that. Now, you gotta use your conscience to control it. But by default, that's what it is. But people should not make it confused like, oh, he's too much sexual, he's gonna do this. No, you got it wrong. That's how God made it. That's how God made it. You cannot change what is already done there. It's already done. I mean, the structure is made and is complete. No modification can be done there. And I want people to stop doing that. Because maybe they knew the Gabriel and Daikon of 8 years ago. I'm not the same person, my friend. Maybe you have to go and revise your mind. There's something wrong with your thought and your thinking. You're still stuck in the past. Move forward. You want me to give you a speedway? I can help you with that so you can catch up with the gap time because you're too much behind. Now, the point is, I speak the truth. If you are a lady out there and I never spoke to you about my interest to you, don't dream about it. Don't even dream about it. Don't have any bad thought about it because I have to smile to be kind to people. I know what I'm looking for. And I'm very straightforward and very, very serious about my choice for my future. Therefore, I want people to be alert that I don't have my feeling hurt, but it is very impersonating that people keep doing that. If I never talk to you about anything, don't imagine nothing, because there's nothing. Second, I need to form family. If you don't have an age to procreate, I'm sorry about that. That's why God has generations. You want to be my friend? You're welcome. And it's very, very clear that God has generations. God have generation. It is very clear. God say, go and procreate. I want to tell you why that is true. Every single time you want to prove an hypothesis, you always have to go to the contrary. I want you to show me any animal who are gay. The day you're going to see animals that are gay, what is written in Genesis is not true. The gay stuff came from man thinking and thought. What is written is written. So now, that's how you prove the hypothesis that the marriage is between a man and a woman. Because when you see the animal, they only go man and female. Why? They didn't create themselves. Somebody created them, so he made it like that. So where do this gay stuff come from in lesbian and transgendering? It is men imagination and bad thought. That's how you prove your hypothesis. Therefore, now you're going to come after me and tell me that I must love, I must like a specific gender, a specific race. I don't have to love a specific race. Because the same way you make your decision to become transgender, the same way you make your decision to be a bisexual, is the same way I make my choice in what woman I want. It must be respected as well. So that's my argument. And I believe that no one ever came up with this argument about the marriage is between a man and a woman. Look, the animal. God created the animal, the planet before man. But you, the animal, they always intermingle opposite sex. If we're going to come and tell you it's God's thing, it's our choice. God gave us sovereign will. We made that choice. It's not because God don't come in our face that we think that it is right. No, it's not. But the point is, we have our choice and it's only God to judge us. Each one of us. No one should judge other because we are not qualified for it. But what I'm saying here, I am bringing out the truth and bring clarifications into people adjudicating me without even proper support. So I say again, if you're a certain age that you cannot procreate, don't even look at me. If you want to come be my friend, you bring my friend for business purposes only. Or business purposes only, relational wise or professional avenues. That's what it is. You want to be around a good looking young man, you have to invest money. You're going to say, oh, you're working with God, you can't do that. Yes, I can't. God used the well-established Roman Empire, who already have golden money on it, to rise his church. So you can blame me to do that. What I say is what I say, and what I say is what I see how the Father have done. So I do the same thing. And I think I make this clear. I'm not there searching for a hole like people think. I have many problems. I have 2 doctorates that I have to deal with. I have my personal life. I need to sleep and rest. I have sport to do. I have to rest and I have to work as well, where I have a lot of challenges. So I don't have time for this negative thought and thinking. The Gabriel of 10 years ago is not anymore. You have a new individual that look alike. Let me repeat it again. Gabriel and Daikon of 10 years ago exists no more. You have a new individual that look alike. So it's time for all of us to move forward accordingly. We move forward for a common purpose and a common goal. We were once strangers to other people. We were once accepted as strangers from other people. We were once untrusted by other people. We were once unknown by other people. But opportunity was given to be known. Opportunity was given to be trusted. Opportunity was given to be a stranger no more. Opportunity was given to be included. Why not you do the same damn thing? This nation exists because of those simple principles. But we can't do that. We can't do that because we're so dark inside. We're so dark inside that we cannot accept the light from the heavens. We wanted to walk in darkness. Follow the example of Representative John Boehner. He made a tough call. I don't think that many people in this earth can do what he did. Because we love position, we love money. We do everything to catch it and to grab it. But what he did is a sacrificial thing to let go of the thing of this earth in order to rise in eternity. So may God bless all of you. And like I promised to God that I will pray for the Pope as he requested, to have strength and faith and courage to continue with the message of fighting evil. That's pretty much what he's doing. Do not be confused with the symptom of a more bigger problems, because what you're seeing are only symptoms of bigger problems that are unseen. You are witnessing symptom of an unseen problems that exist in the spiritual realm. Spend more time with God. And stop complaining. Spend more time with God. My friend, they will not be in your coffin with you. My friend, they will not be walking in the shadow of death when you exit. They will not be facing the pain that you will have when you be going to your situations. Spend more time with God, because God is the only one who will be able to do that. God is the only one who's going to be in your coffin with you. God will be the only one who's going to exit you out from this physical realm and enter you into the spiritual realm and guide you to where to go. God is the only one who can do that. Not your friends. Don't get me confused. I didn't say that I don't have friends, but I say spend more time with God than your friends. Those are two different statements. Thank you very much. And you can get me at www.NGOHMedFounded and also on YouTube to listen to what I said. This inspiration is purely heavenly. May the Holy Spirit be with you. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless Africa. May God bless Asia. All the problems. Yes, all the problems. And we still don't look up. May God bless the entire world and build peace into this world. People's heart be transformed to the good. And to recognize that at the end, they will face the rational God. At the end, they will face the rational justice from the true God. Adonai, El Shalom, El Elehon, Elohim, Yahweh. And Adonai, El Shalom, Yeshua HaMashiach, Shekano, And God bless all of you. Shalom and salam and au revoir. À bientôt. Auf Wiedersehen, muchacho. And I'll see you next time. Gabriel and Icons, Confit Global Consulting for medical, pharmaceutical, and innovative technology, the medicine of the future. And the foundation of the future, to raise the poor and to transform society.